I'm here to disrupt everything the diet and food industry has told you for years. What if you could stop obsessing over food and weight, understand exactly what your body really needs to thrive, all while learning how to feel empowered, confident, and in control? Hey there, I'm Carrie, a certified nutritionist, award-winning educator, behavioral specialist, international speaker, and mom of two amazing college-age daughters. I'm here to help you disrupt everything the diet industry has told you about your health and your body. So here's the truth. Sure, what we put in our bodies matters, and it's more than just nutrition. As a nutritionist and a behavioral expert, I'm uniquely qualified to marry both the science of what our bodies need along with how to change your relationship with food, and all while realizing your value. I want to help teach you to reach your health, wellness, and yes, even weight loss goals with powerful conversations, science-backed strategies, and real talk. I'll teach you how to break free from the cycle of dieting, deprivation, and self-sabotage and start truly living. No more temporary fixes here, just sustainable wellness for you, your family, and your future that no one is talking about. You were not put on this earth to find the right diet, so it's time to stop living like you were. Join me each and every week as I share practical advice, a fresh perspective on the power of mindset, and tips that empower you to live your purpose, all while still enjoying the foods you love. And yeah, that even includes carbs. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. Consider me your something different. Welcome to the Diet Disruptors podcast. Well, hey there, Diet Disruptors, and welcome to my next episode on my time management series. I'm trying to do these little tiny mini lessons so that you can strategically wrap your head around the all-important concept of time. And my goal here is that time doesn't manage you, you manage time. And you know, I've been obsessed with managing my time. I'm a very, very visual person. And so when I designed I just think the last planner you'll ever need, it was after literally more than 30 years of buying and trying to find every possible option on the market. And then I made my own planners that I tested out on clients for decades until I finally landed on a planner pad that I use now. You can go to our shop. We can put it in the notes for you. But the purpose isn't to get you to buy my planner pad. The purpose is for you to understand that A, this has been something I've been studying and researching for decades, and B, there is a system that you can implement on your own based on these concepts that I'm teaching throughout this series. And so in the last few episodes, we've really honed in on what time is all about and recognizing we all have the same exact amount of time. It's the great equalizer, 168 hours. We've been brain dumping all of the things that we know we have to do. We went through the concept of the ideal week and really understanding how to think through what we want to do, how we want to do it. And then last week, I tapped into the exact system I use every single month. And it really has to do with the time funnel. So the time funnel is like, think about this upside down triangle, where at the very top, where it's widest, are our years. And our years simply are a compilation of our months, our weeks, our days, and our hours. I was on a call the other day with a group of entrepreneurs. We're all in a mastermind together. And this one woman spoke up and she said when she first joined the mastermind, which was a year of coaching with an expert who is really teaching us a variety of things about building our business effectively. And she said, I just felt like a year. I had so much time to get through the learning and to implement and to execute. And all of a sudden it was 6 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have 6 months left. I haven't done anything. And I thought that was so representative of what I think happens to so many of us. Time will fill whatever container we put it in. And just like water. So if we don't contain it, it will just flow all over and we'll look up and be like, how the heck did I get here? But if we can think through the power of the time funnel, recognizing that we have 168 hours in a week, and that if we are intentional about it, time does not have to manage us, we can manage time. So last week we really tapped into Sunday. Sorry, the beginning of the month and the beginning of every week. So if our years translate into our months, which translates into our weeks, we really have to get a hold of our months and our weeks so that our years don't just fly by. So at the beginning of every month, I have a planning session. So go back to the last episode. If you didn't see that, that was episode number 4 in this series. And then every single Sunday, really looking at what did I say I wanted to do by the end of this month? And so what do I have to do this week to be able to get to that stuff? It may feel like it's overkill. My husband is an engineer, and I always say, you just over-engineered that. Like completely over-engineered something. Like it could be like fixing a hinge on a door and it takes, 3 days with 15 trips to Home Depot. But by golly, that hinge works better than ever it did before. Over engineering. But it isn't over engineering when it comes to this because it is A, so important, B, actually so fast when you get the rhythm. And it's almost like I can't not do it. Like I can't not brush my teeth when I wake up in the morning. I can't not do this because it just grounds me. It keeps my stress level low and allows me to live with true intentionality. So I think not doing this is harder than doing this. But in the beginning, sure, anything new can be a challenge. Anything new, think about the word challenge. Challenge is like a duel, a fight, right? Something hard. A challenge, if this is challenging to you, it's really just a duel between your current self and the new self you want to be. I mean, it's really about your identity. It's hard to stay the same, but actually our brain prefers that. Our brain prefers that we stay where we've always been because it's comfortable and familiar. Our brain doesn't like something new. So if this is something new for you and you feel like, well, I can't do this like whole like monthly to weekly thing, recognize that's probably your unconscious talking and wanting like the elastic band of your life to not be stretched. It just automatically wants to go back to the original form it was. So keep that in mind. Let's now dig into the daily. Daily. There's a reason why I go live every single morning on Instagram. And if you don't follow me, I suggest go follow me, Carrie_Lapoli, every single morning, usually 6:45 Eastern time. When I do travel or spend time in my condo in Colorado, the time shifts a little bit, but you can always watch it back. It's just in my grid. And I do 100 days of daily declarations and then start all over when I get through 100 days. And these daily declarations are ways for you to be able to establish a more empowered mindset 1% at a time. But I talk about morning time. I actually bring you into my morning time every single day so you can see the power of consistency and the power of showing up for yourself. So every single day, daily, I use my daily planner pad. And all that is it's a piece of paper I rip off on my planner pad every week, every Sunday. I start a new planner pad and it has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it is strategically designed so you can have your morning time completely within that document where you are essentially allowing yourself to have a roadmap, a blueprint, a plan for your day. I always joke about this, and this is a true story. When I was living in my last house, I had a pool, and I had these loungers by the pool that we would have cushions on during the summer. And every single morning during the spring, summertime, whenever we had those loungers out, a bird would poop on the same cushion every single morning. And every morning I'd have to wake up, I'd get my coffee, I'd get my microfiber, I'd wet it, I'd go wipe off the poop. And as long as I did it every day, it was fine. It didn't really build up. It was kind of gross, but like it didn't stain anything. But if I was ever on vacation or I just forgot to do it, the poop would add up. And it was so gross. And I would have to spend extra time cleaning it and getting the stain off and throwing away another microfiber. And it was just gross. And I want you to think about your day kind of like bird poop. All day long, we're navigating all the things that happen that we weren't planning on happening, all the circumstances that are out of our control. And every single morning, it is a chance for us to wipe the bird poop off from the day before and start with a clean lounger and make the intentions for how we're going to show up for ourselves that day. And so in my daily planner pad system, I have all of the times from 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. ish, right? I mean, I'm in bed by 9 at the latest, but I time block out my day. So if I know what do I want to have said I've done by the end of the month, and I know what I want to have done by the end of the week because I've had those sessions with myself, then every single morning I can look at my weekly plan and be like, okay, what do I got to do today to get myself further along in the weekly plan? And also, you're also going to have things to do that just are not part of that weekly plan, like your job, right? Like working out, like taking care of the kids, like emptying the garbage, going grocery shopping, like those kinds of things. So you got to put in your to-do list into your calendar every single day. And I always say you want only three big rocks, no more than three big things that you know have to get done that day. Some people, maybe you're just going to have one thing that you know has to get done because you're going to have all these other little trickly things that happen. All the little bird poop is going to happen. And because the bird poop is absolutely going to happen, you need to build margin in your day. Margin is so important. So it's like I might schedule a few phone calls back to back, but I give myself enough time, a little extra time in each call, because there's nothing worse than feeling like I'm rushing, rushing, rushing. I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to pee. Like we're not robots. Like we have to have a balance. And what's really important when I do this, I always say, how do I want to feel today? And then at the end of the day, I take a look at my planner pad and I just reflect on how did I feel today? Did I feel accomplished? Did I get done the things I wanted to get done? And if I don't, that's why we have morning time the next day. Because there's no way you're getting all the things done. And if you actually start jotting all this stuff down and being intentional about it, you realize no wonder I feel like I'm kind of a failure because I put way more things on my list than I could possibly fit. So it allows you to be more reasonable about what you actually can do. And when you don't get it all done because you won't, I actually circle the things the next morning when I'm wiping the bird poop off. That entails me circling things I didn't get done that day and then deciding, does that have to get done today? Or, does it actually not have to get done? Or am I going to move it over to another day? And every single day, I then take my planner pad and I fold it to the day I'm on. And I only focus on that day because I already have my weekly plan in front of me because I've done that on Sunday. And of course, not everything goes as planned. And of course, you're going to make adjustments and changes, but that's why morning time is so important. You clean the bird poop off every single day. And remember, just like my cushions, if you just miss a few days, if you don't prioritize it, the bird poop adds up. And 3 months, 6 months, a year goes by, and you're like, how did I get here? Every single one of my clients that I work with, every single one of the health pros, nutritionists, coaches that I coach, when they say that they fell off their consistency plan for their goals, they all said 100% of the time they were not doing morning time. Or if they were, it was simply ineffective use of morning time, right? Just like scrolling on our phone, not doing the things that we need to do. We're going to tap more into morning time and what that looks like, but it's all around that daily planner. So think time funnel. Your years translate into your months, which translates into your weeks, which translates into your days and your hours. So if you are intentional at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of every Sunday, and then at the beginning of every day, and when I say intentional, I am saying you don't need to spend more than 10 to 15 minutes on this at a time. I can do my daily time blocking session with myself in under 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes of time literally gives me what people say is 30 hours in a day all the time. How do you have 30 hours in a day? How do you sleep 8 hours a day and work out every single day and run 3 businesses and have your family? It is simply because of these strategies I'm giving you now. So as much as it might feel hard and it might feel different, it is way harder to look back on your life and realize you didn't do the things that you know you wanted to do, that you didn't do the work because you ran out of time. And there's nothing scarier to me than that. So I'd love to hear what you're taking away. Please write a review on my podcast. I want to see it. I want to see if you're enjoying this, if you're liking it, and comment. What are you taking away from this? Because to me, if I can be as practical as possible for you, you are going to really be able to serve the purpose that you were meant to serve on this earth. And by the way, it wasn't to weigh a certain amount on a scale, but it was to be the healthiest version of yourself so that you can actually do the things that you were supposed to do for as long as possible. All right. Next time we're digging deeper. Next episode after this, what my Sunday routine looks like. All right, let's go.